Last week's Senate Minority Leader, Chuck Schumer, insisted he was voting against the Republican spending bill, but he had a last-minute change of heart and helped the GOP get the bill passed. So this is not going over well with a lot of his fellow Democrats, but he says it was the smart play. Take a look.
While voting for this CR is bad, it's a whole lot worse to vote to shut down the government. Elon Musk, Doge, and Donald Trump will use the power to shut down the government to fire hundreds of thousands, if not millions of workers, shut down whole departments, and shrink the government for tax cuts for billionaires. It will be devastating, something like we have never seen before.
Have you lost confidence in him, the fact that you guys see this so differently?
Next question.
I think there is a deep sense of outrage and betrayal. Just to see Senate Democrats even consider acquiescing to Elon Musk, I think it is a huge slap in the face.
I think
These people are falling apart, ladies and gentlemen. They're falling apart. They have no leader. They have no voice. It's sad. It's sad. You know, they try to put out their message. We can't find out what their message is still. It's not relatable, at least for me. It's not relatable. For a lot of the Americans, it's really not relatable. We're looking for something different. We're looking for a better voice. And so far, what the Democratic Party has been showing and giving, it's not something we can follow.
Democrats have to sit down and take a look and decide whether or not Chuck Schumer is the one to lead in this moment.
So Senator Schumer is going to be here tomorrow. So we'll have, So we'll have a lot to talk about. But what did you think about the last minute 360 or 180 on the bill? Anybody?
I agree.
Next question.
I think that he had two awful options, and this was the one that he chose. And I actually agree. A government shutdown never looks good on the party that seems to be the one that's asking for it. And the Dems had this option, and I don't see it as acquiescing. I don't see it as anything. Right now, we're watching as the big criticism, when we've spoken at this table about it multiple times, is Doge and Elon Musk. There are 24 cases in court right now questioning whether he has the authority to do that, whether it's constitutional. You shut the government down. You gave them legal permission for the executive branch to do whatever the hell he wants. Right now, with leaving it on Doge, you're taking the target off of their back, Trump and Elon Musk, and putting it all on the Democrats. It's just, this was the only option.
Can I tell you, I love
it. Really was the only option, and it would have looked really, really bad for them because a lot of people wouldn't have been getting paid. That's just the honest truth. A lot of government workers, a lot of contracts from the government would have got stopped. A lot of people would have been either having to go to work and not get paid, or not get paid at all and not go to work. And then they could have really figured out what we really need and what we don't really need in the government. So it would have looked really bad. And for the fact that some of the women and some of the men in the Democratic Party are still trying to have this thing shut down, it's kind of ridiculous to me. But let's continue.
love you, but I don't buy that explanation from you or from Schumer, because they're already doing that. They're doing it illegally or legally. They don't care about what the courts is telling. I mean,
but do you care? Do you care that one has a leg to stand on in the courts that says this is not constitutional, which I will stand beside and continue to hope the courts hold out? But this is just take off all the guardrails and let them do whatever the hell they want.
I think that when the Democratic base is hearing Chuck Schumer say, the reason that I'm going to support this funding bill is because if not, it's going to give Trump and Elon the power to fire federal workers and to get rid of departments. They're already doing that. So it's like me saying, okay, you know what? I'm going to get out of the shower, but I'm not going to go outside and stand in the rain because I'm already wet. They're already soaking.
Now, who really doesn't care about the federal workers when they're saying this? She's pretty much saying, like, who cares? Who cares? They're already going to do it. Who cares if nobody's gonna get paid, if they can't feed their family for God knows how long? Who cares? Is their answer to this? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and it shows everybody that, you know, they really don't care about people. Some people they don't care about. They care about themselves. They care about what's best for them, obviously. And, you know, the average person, the average hardworking American, they really don't care for. They don't care. Especially if you're white. Let's talk about it. Especially if you're white. They don't care for you. But let's continue.
What? They're already fired. They got
I
rid
don't
of
think
them.
anyone-
It doesn't matter what I care about. It's already happening. I'll say we can stand here on principle and care a lot
It's
about
in the
things.
courts, Anna. It's in
Well,
courts.
and they pay no attention to the court judgments.
I would
They
prefer
ignore them.
if no one used federal workers as pawns, and that's what happens in a shutdown. I generally agree with Schumer, though I think his messaging on this was a disaster. He made people believe he was going to fight and he wasn't going to vote for this, and then he flipped and ultimately did. No one wins in a government shutdown. It costs the economy billions of dollars.
Well, Congress still gets paid, so they're fine.
Federal workers
Of
who
course.
have kind of been in the middle of this back and forth aren't going to get paid. And here's the thing that most people don't know. Who decides what stays open in a government shutdown? The Office of Management and Budget, which is run by a man appointed by Donald Trump named Russ Vought. You all may remember he's known as the architect of Project 2025. Now, do you think he's going to keep the goods and services Democrats care the most about open?
Nope.
No, he's going to prioritize what actually supports Donald Trump's agenda. And they would keep the government shut down effectively as long as they wanted to. There's no concession Democrats would have to make concessions to reopen it. It would literally actually implement Doge without having to have Doge in place.
This is why we got to give Alyssa some type of kudos. This is why, because sometimes she actually does come on here and say some stuff that, you know, we could understand, we could get with, we could agree with. She's talking nothing but facts here. Chuck Schumer, obviously, he could look like a snake right now. Everybody thinks that same thing. But did he make the right decision? Absolutely. Because it would make them look worse. And it would give the Republicans as much power as they needed to clean up the government without any say-so, without any humbug by the Democratic Party. Obviously, they're going to still be complaining, but it would have been a walk in the park. It would have been a walk in the park. And I'm glad that she could break it down to these other women nice and easily without having to be rah, rah, rah. And, you know, obviously they're not going to agree with her. I promise you that. But, you know, from the average viewer looking in, I think we agree.
I think he did the prudent, responsible thing.
But y'all let me know down in the comments below.
What you fight on matters.
I think what you fight on matters too. And I think, again, that this was a fight that needed to happen, and it didn't happen because of Chuck Schumer. If you think about it, Republicans would have had to own that government shutdown. It's what they have control of everything, and it would have been squarely on their backs. And I am not alone in this opinion. Nancy Pelosi, of all people, actually went so far as to say, let's be clear, neither is a good option for the American people, but this false choice that some are buying instead of fighting is unacceptable. Someone else, Ana Cabrera, the chief of staff for Illinois Governor Pritzker, who we had here, argued that the party could unify around a fight against Trump. The fight going on in the Democratic Party right now is not between the hard left, the left and moderate. It's between those who want to fight and those who want to cave. I want a party that doesn't want to cave. I want a party that's an opposition party, because what Schumer just did is he cleared the way for Donald Trump and Elon Musk to gut Social Security, to cut Medicare, to cut Medicaid. That is unacceptable. And it's past time for Democrats to fight and stop acting like it's business as usual and fighting by the rules, because the rule book has been thrown out by the Republican Party. And that is just the truth.
Just because you get hyped up and you get involved in it emotionally and, you know, you get passionate, does not mean that you're right. It doesn't mean that you're right. There's the problem with you girls in the Democratic Party. Y'all are not just losing to Trump. Y'all are losing to an entire system. It's an entire party that you guys are losing to. Y'all are not just losing to Trump. And what you guys have failed to understand is that once Trump is gone, it really doesn't even matter who they put up next. It might not matter as much, as long as this person is obviously he can speak, like a JD Vance. And so far, JD Vance, I feel like he definitely shined more when he was running than he is as vice president, of course. But speaking of JD Vance, even if he was up next to be the president of the United States, the Republican Party's message is so strong, so much stronger than the Democratic Party. It wouldn't matter if Trump was going to be running again or whatever you guys may assume. Trump is not the reason y'all lost. Y'all lost because of y'all own doing. And I'm sorry that we have to keep repeating this to you guys, but you have to do better. You got to do better. You got to do better. Let's finish this off and see if there's anything else we need to cover here, man.
How would the government reopen if we went into a shutdown? Because it would only be Democrats who would have to come to the table, considering that
They're the minority party.
the executive branch could just keep functioning
Let the
as it chooses
Republicans
to.
do what Republicans do.
Which is what, though?
You know what,
Which is
They're
what?
destroying this
Look,
country.
I've always told you
But
that
how would the government reopen?
Republicans and Democrats are cut from a different cloth, right? And frankly, Democrats don't have the transactional callousness to let people feel the pain of a government shutdown, because there is pain. There are government workers that are furloughed. There are departments that are shut down. There are benefits that are not received.
Government's gonna do
and
it.
they just don't have that kind of
Republicans are gonna
spine
do it
and
anyway.
evil in them to let that happen and let people
most of
flail
them
in the
did.
wind.
I'm going to wait.
She wants to get that in so
personally,
bad.
because I want to ask him right when he's sitting there. Please explain this and why you think this was the better choice. Because
He already explained it though. Like he gave his reasoning. It would have been way worse. It would have been a worser look if the Democrats shut down the government. It would have been a bad look. People would have understood and looked at it and seen, okay, this is y'all claim to be the party of unity and hope and for the people of the working class, but y'all is trying to shut down the government. That's not adding up. That's not adding up. Let me know y'all thoughts about this down in the comments, man.
because there was no great choice here. So I want to hear why he thought what he was doing was the better thing to do. I would like everybody to do something totally different, but they're not. I want Democrats to tell the people, listen, we are boring. We're not cute, we're not funny, we're not quippy. All we know how to do is get stuff done. We don't know how to hang with the guys that like to make the quippy things and give names. This is what we know how to do. We know how to take care of what we're supposed to take care of, what you've told us you want. That's what I want them to do. So when Chuck gets here tomorrow, we can all say to him, hey, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why? Because you freaked out everybody. Explain yourself. It's very rare that we get someone to come to our table as soon as something has been done, because usually they have enough time to decide that we're not the place they want to come. But Chuck doesn't have that much time, so we're going to get him tomorrow, and we can talk to him, and then we don't have to wonder. We can talk.
All right. That's enough. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts about this down in the comments below. We'll be reviewing the Chuck Schumer on The View too. There's only so much I can take. I can't keep constantly posting The View on the channel. Like, this is not what I wanted my channel to represent. I'll be honest with you, okay? Like, I like reacting to them here and there. I like, bringing them up because their take on politics is pretty hilarious to me. But I don't want this to be a View channel. I don't want this to be a channel, sponsored by The View. No, man. We have our own opinion. We have our own thoughts. And although we may disagree with The View on many things, I wish them nothing but the best, but I can't continue to just keep watching them 24/7 because I don't want to turn into a viewster. You know what I mean? Let me know y'all thoughts about this down in the comments below. I'd really like to know y'all thoughts. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all viewership. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on your way out. Until next time, it's your boy Dgotsauce, man. Peace. Shout outs to today's sponsor, the snacks.shop. They have a variety of snacks, and I'm telling you right now, guys, they smack. All right, this is my third bag. All right, third bag. Thank you for everything you guys sent to me from the snacks.shop. I appreciate y'all care package. Today's sponsor, make sure you guys go check them out. They have some dope snacks, and I can't lie, man, it's bussin'. I'm gonna get some more of these, I promise you. These are the Korean chicken, like literally. Check out their website, go cop something, man. Let them know that Dgotsauce sent you. And thank you again to today's sponsor,